Today I was talking to a friend about a trick that is not easy for ordinary people to do, the欲擒故纵. Although this game is very cliche, but there are very few people who can really understand it. In particular, many girls often steal the chicken but fail to lose the rice. But similarly, people who can play this game clearly are definitely not ordinary people. The origin of this game. In fact, everyone knows the story of Zhuge Liang capturing Meng Huo 7 times. At that time, Zhuge Liang wanted to go to the northern expedition with peace of mind, worried that Meng Huo would take the opportunity to attack and cause a fire in the backyard. So I used the method of indulging in desires and emotions, received Meng Huo's sincerity. The backyard will be stable. So the core of this game is to attack the heart, hold each other's heart, and in our real life, even in business, how should we use this situation? Today I will share with you a true story like this. Just 8 years ago, I met a sister. I was only 22 years old at the time. She was 28 when we met. It was at a dinner party. I went to this dinner with my partner, but after arriving at the private room, my eyes lit up. This sister is really so beautiful, also very temperamental. The theme of this dinner party is this sister. She came from other places, want to win a project. It's because she has a lot of connections. Invite project leaders to dinner. Its purpose is also very simple, just to win the project. Later, when the leader came, just sit in seat C. Really impressive. He looks like he's about 50 years old. Just very aura when he speaks. We are all respectful. After that, after 3 drinks, everyone is almost drunk, relaxed. We started to communicate freely because I was sitting opposite the leader. Where is that sister? Sitting next to the leader. When I looked at them, I saw them very clearly, whisper sometimes, talking and laughing sometimes. At the same time, I can also see malicious intentions in the eyes of the leader. That sister. It is also a manifestation of various ways to please the leader. This lasted until the end of the meal, and after the dinner is over, something that happened. It was so incomprehensible to the simple me at that time. I also have a bit of a collapse in my outlook on things, because I had a very good impression of that sister at that time. It was when she was toasting one by one at the dinner party. We also exchanged contact information. My impression of him, he is the kind of person who is dignified and polite. And after the dinner is over, I thought everyone was going home individually. But what I didn't expect was my partner and I are on our way back, just in front of a hotel. I saw the leader's car and that sister's car arrive at the hotel at the same time. Then, I'm surprised. I even feel like my outlook on life has collapsed. I asked my partner at that time, because my partner is more than 10 years older than me. He said, "What's going on? Isn't it normal?" So the matter passed. I also think it's like what my partner said happened. After all, it was this sister who undertook that project. But what I didn't expect was, this thing turned around 2 years later, because during these 2 years, I have some cooperative contacts with this sister. After becoming familiar with it, we have become very good friends, and after getting familiar with it, I recognize this sister more. She is an upright person, but every time it reminds me of that incident 2 years ago, I always feel a little out of place. Once, when we were drinking tea, I said it jokingly, "Sister, what happened after the dinner that day? I saw you going to the hotel with that leader." And after I asked, I regret it, because I feel too embarrassed. What I didn't expect was, when this sister faced this topic, she is very calm. She said, "Isn't that obvious? He wants to take me to the hotel. Then you have to take me to the room. Then enter the room. Want to talk to me about a project? His thoughts are very obvious." So I was very puzzled. I asked her, did his idea come true? And the sister's next answer shattered my mind. She said that if it comes true, you definitely won't be able to get that project. And she said this, "I'm confused. I originally thought he was the only one to realize this idea. Only then will this project be handed over to you smoothly. Why is it a little different from my original understanding?" And her next answer made me fall in admiration. She says, "If he achieves, what am I in his heart? At most, he's just a playmate, right? Do you think he lacks playmates? In addition, do you think he would leave such a big project to a playmate? On the contrary, I don't want him to violate me. What should I do? Only then will he give up the idea. At the same time, my status in his heart rose several notches. Therefore, the reason for rejecting him is the key point. Just can't be too direct and let him have fantasies. I asked curiously, how did you leave him with some fantasy? Then this sister said, isn't this very simple? I just admire him very much. Leaders exude righteousness. I also know you are drinking now. A little impulsive, after waking up, will regret. And then by constantly praising him, said he is very just and has a good character, praised to a very high level, so that he himself is embarrassed to deny it. After this sister finished speaking, I will continue to ask, aren't you afraid that this person won't do this? Then the sister continued to say, first of all, no one is 100% sure about this kind of thing. I can only gamble. Just bet on his kindness. Bet I can awaken his righteousness. If the bet is right, in order to protect his righteousness, he will leave the project to me. If the bet is wrong, no awakening, that's easy to handle. Because if he is this kind of person, as long as he doesn't succeed, he will try to please me. I'll better lead him by the nose. In short, we can't let him succeed. Once he gets it, I have no value anymore. Will be led by his nose. There is no initiative anymore. So after listening to this analysis, it made me feel instantly what it means to be awake in the world. What is extraordinary wisdom? Because if in order to win this project at that time, choosing to betray one's own hue, instead, he played the worst card, because this will immediately make you fall into passivity. Even for uncertain projects, we must continue to sacrifice. The method she used was to play hard to get. The underlying logic of this method, the first is desire. From this point of view, capture each other's two desires. One is lustful desire, one is the desire to be upright and control others. Whether these two desires are good or evil, it's all about desire. The other thing is to capture. The understanding of capture is very simple. The reason why I manipulate the other person, just for this project, I never lost the initiative. The initiative is always in my hands. As long as your desire is there, I have the initiative to guide everything. So, this is the underlying logic of playing hard to get. This requires a clear mind, to have a deep understanding, the secret of it. Thanks for subscribing to this channel. More interesting stories will be updated continuously.